everybody. Coming to you from Tyson's Corner, Virginia, very close to our Reston offices. And just freshly out of surgery, I had a part of my lower colon removed from the last time we did this because, no, I'm just kidding. This is actually my old stomping grounds. Tyson's Corner, Virginia has grown like crazy over the last several years. And I'm actually standing in the Watermark Hotel. We're sitting in the Watermark Hotel, bringing this to you live. And I realized when I was here earlier this week that we're actually sitting on ground that I used to ride my dirt bikes in. So it's a little surreal to watch just how much things have changed in the Washington, D.C. area. But one thing is that we can all count on is change. Change is everywhere around us, and for those of you who are working for an IT company and have careers in IT, we know this like we know breathing. IT is always progressing and changing, and that makes our jobs exciting. So it's interesting that I find myself kind of revisiting my past, but I'm happy to be here beside Leonard Newman today. Leonard Newman is our somewhat new Chief Technology Officer. I first met Leonard. I'll give a small introduction, then turn it over to him for a second. I met Leonard a few years ago when Kirsten McGinnis, our Vice President of Employment, had found him, and she said, "You got to talk to this guy. You just got to talk to this guy and give him a chance." So I interviewed Leonard, and I was like, "Absolutely, let's give him a chance." The thing that was quite endearing to me when I first met and interviewed Leonard was he was really scrappy, and he had 2 jobs, he had 2 children and a wife he was supporting, and he was going to school at the same time. And I thought, how is this guy doing all of this at the same time? I don't think I could do all that at the same time. In fact, I know I couldn't. And I said, let's give this guy a whirl. And then he's had quite an illustrious career with us as he's grown through the ranks and now ascended to being our Chief Technology Officer. But before I go into Leonard introducing himself, this week was our offsite strategy planning retreat for the rest of this year and 2026, and I was asked that there's a demand out there from all of you to learn and know about what the company is doing and what we're getting into. And behind me, there is a progression of our timeline, and you can't see it obviously in the picture. And I think the guys are going to show it on the video, and I'm going to step up and read it to you. But just so far this year in 2025, our achievements are pretty unbelievable. USA Today's top workplaces, Washington top workplaces awardee fourth consecutive year in a row. New Orleans top workplaces awardee fourth consecutive year in a row. Great Places Work awardee, 2024 Juniper Partner of the Year. That's the 3rd year consecutive in a row that we have won that award. Largest private company in the DMV area. CMMI appraised ML Level 5 for cyber, for services, and DevSecOps. All 3. That is an extremely hard thing to achieve. There's only a couple of dozen companies who have it. We completed our very first merger and acquisition of JBA Incorporated, and that acquisition finished in mid-August. There is the TekSynap Boston lab, which you guys learned about in our last CAM Hot Takes. The technology foundry that supports. Of course, sitting next to Leonard Newman, who became our newest addition to the C team as our Chief Technology Officer. We got an award on Veil 3, which is a $1 billion contract. The Department of Justice FBI MX, otherwise known as the FBI NEMO program. Our TIMS task order, we have won 5 additional task orders on the TIMS contract alone. We won a chair on the Air Force EIT AAS BIM contract, which is a contract with a $12 billion ceiling and only 25 awardees. We also won a chair on a contract at the U.S. Department of State called Evolve. Evolve is a $12 billion IDIQ, and we won a chair in 2 functional categories, functional category 4 and functional category 5. the two that we wanted. And we are standing against, there were 5 awardees on, I believe it was 5 or 6 awardees on functional category 4. And we're standing next to GDIT, SAIC, Leidos, Booz. I may be getting some of the awardees wrong because I'm doing it off the fly, and us. And then GDIT, Peraton, and I believe it's also SAIC on functional category 5, and then TekSynap. So it's pretty amazing track record already that we've achieved in 2025. So we're off to an incredible start. It's September, we still have several months to achieve. And you'll see a blank line there for 2026 because we're already planning for what we want our achievements to be and where we want the company to navigate in 26. So that's just a quick and dirty highlight of the achievements for this year. I am sure that I have missed something that we have achieved. And so if you're out there and you're saying, Cam, you forgot to talk about this, my apologies, please. We'll get it in the next hot takes. So we have 10 questions, but before we get into the questions, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Leonard and let him tell you a little bit about his journey with us.
Yep, so to start, I think it's perfect doing this in October. Started with TekSynap October 22nd, 2018. Like Cam said, I was working in restaurants. I was also doing Uber at nighttime. As soon as I would get out of the restaurant, going to my computer career. Then every kind of month, I would finish a course at my computer career. I'd knock out the cert that was required with it. And then as soon as it came time to finish that program, I just blasted my resume out to every company in Virginia that did IT. And then TekSynap, Kirsten specifically was the first one to actually respond, like really give me a good response to my email. And then I reached out, got in touch with Cam. I think it was Mario first. Did a great interview.
Yep.
Then I got in touch with Cam.
Mario Mastrangeli.
Yep, and that interview was great. And Mario's awesome, still awesome. I still love talking to Mario. And then also, I think you told me just got to get the green light from David, and then we're good. They were good, and that's still the way it is today too. As long as all the exec team agrees, we're all good. So got that green light, and then started as an intern. Worked very close at the time. I think VA still is one of the biggest thing we do, and helping out the wireless team doing their survey kits is where what really got me integrated into TekSynap and helping that team out, helping out Eddie Wilson, Trey Leslie, Rob Rich, Frank Ammerheim was here at the time too, and then even Cam was in there configuring stuff in the lab back in the day too. So that's what really got me excited to be in the company, is how hands-on everyone in the business was with the tech itself, and then I just took full advantage of every opportunity. Like I'm pretty sure you all have heard Cam say. The tuition program, this technology moving at the speed of thought that's not the only thing moving at the speed of thought at TekSynap. So I do my best to try to keep up with what the expectations are of Cam and the rest of the exec team.
And he definitely keeps up.
Yep. So no, that's a lot of the questions kind of relate to that too. So I won't go too into detail too. But
all right, are you ready for the first question in the first wing?
Yes, sir.
The first one is called Hot Ones. It's called a sriracha hot sauce. So we're going to take this easy because I had to take some Pepto-Bismol before we started this thing.
Full disclosure, too, I tried to get out of this.
They were even going to
let me eat fake hot sauce, and then now I started feeling soft, so let me just eat it. Let me just eat the hot sauce.
This one's good. I like sriracha.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I'm going to eat slower. This one's good. I like it. It's not too punchy. You have the first question, so I'm just going to keep eating while you ask.
All right. Number one, Cam, how do you think the government shutdown will affect our business and contracts? From Samuel, IT admin. Also, welcome to the team, Samuel, IT admin. One of our new guys in the internal IT team.
Good question, Samuel. I think it's affected everyone who touches government services in any way, which is pretty much everybody in America. It has affected our company. Fortunately for TekSynap, not as much as other companies. We did not have work, for example, in USAID, so we weren't affected there, but I do have colleagues in industry who were dramatically affected overnight. We have about 80% of our contracts across the broad spectrum agencies that we work for in civilian, defense, and intel is what is called mission essential. And mission essential is described or defined at the agency level and the department level, but broadly speaking, it's anything that's chartered with national defense, national security, something that would ensure the health and welfare of the population. All of those programs are deemed mission essential. So, excuse me, sorry. A lot of our work, it's getting to me a little bit. I'm only on number one. A lot of our programs were, about 80% of our programs were affected in civilian sector predominantly. And what we've been able to do is stave off a little bit of the pain, and we're all hoping that whether you're left or right or center, that this won't last long and the political posturing will end and we will come to a resolution soon. But what we've been able to do for some folks is take advantage of it and make lemonade. When someone serves you, one of my things I've always believed in is when someone serves you lemon, try to make lemonade out of it. Try to make the best out of the situation that you can. And so what we've done is, for those people who have and need the flexibility, if you're on a fixed price program, we're able to kind of run what we call the program at risk, which means you may not get paid. If the government never restarts, which is unlikely, very unlikely, is that you don't get paid, and we have a high degree of confidence it will get resolved. This has happened in the past. Unfortunately, it's become a way for people to make points, but we're hoping that it's short-lived. And for those programs that are effective, we've tried to put in place measures where folks can either take their paid time off out of cycle now, take leave without pay if they so choose, or take training programs where we cover them. And most companies just say, hey, sorry, leave without pay, hit the road. We've given people a choice of things that makes it a little palatable, a little bit easier to navigate a difficult time that folks find themselves in. So it affects our business, and by definition, it affects our contracts, because contracts are what drive and authorize work in the government space. Without the contract, you can't proceed on task. So that's a good question. Thank you for asking. All right, your turn.
Yep. All right, number
We got to
two.
do the next wing.
Yep, number two.
All right, I'm going to dump a whole bunch on yours. I'm going to do the dumping.
Hey, pick a wing.
You were a little light on that last one, Leonard. Oh, yeah. How about that?
All right, let's see how it goes.
I don't like the ones that look like this color sauce. This is called liftoff.
You sound like you're about to say something else.
Green tie vipers. Okay.
That's not bad either.
Okay. Leonard's saying it's not bad, so it must not be bad, because he's a wimp when it comes to hot sauce.
Yeah.
So am I, actually. All right, I'm flipping to the next question, and this one is, I'm supposed to be asking you this one, right?
Yep.
All right, are you ready? I'll lead after I ask the question. The government suggested preference is the contractor's upfront capital investment to increase possibilities of getting an award, or getting award. What is TekSynap's approach or strategy in this passive requirement?
Yep. No, I can provide a short answer to this. I think Cam could answer this a little better, but a good example of what TekSynap does is the TekSynap Lab, with what we've got going on in Reston, Virginia, at HQ. Also,
this one's hot.
Also, what Dean is doing with his team out there with Bill Nystrom and Carrie Amber as well. That's another example of what the team is doing. But I'll frequently, probably maybe once a month, maybe more than that, get calls from Cam.
You said you were going to go easy this time. That was not easy.
No, I get calls from Cam that are just like, hey, I don't think we're doing enough in AI, or I don't think the team has the tools they need, or I don't think we've got this in place, or do we need people here, or should we expand the intern program? So Cam, Dave, MJ, the whole entire exec team, Tony, they're all looking to make sure we've got the right investments internally to try to push things forward and increase our possibilities for winning opportunities. But
that didn't bother you?
No, not for the first 3
That
seconds.
one was hot. Sam.
So you should shook it up a little.
I am coming for him. Okay, so was I supposed to do anything with this question?
No, you can.
I think you covered it.
Yeah, I might cover it.
You know, our approach has been exactly what Leonard just said. Invest in technologies that solve mission problems. And the TekSynap Lab, we call it the X is the exchange through which all these innovations happen. And we've prototyped or rapid prototyped a lot of new and interesting advances in that lab. ARDA, CRADA, Tron, Megatron, Simplify AI.
There's the Victor stuff. There's a lot of ServiceNow applications.
A lot of ServiceNow, custom-built applications based on that solid platform. But if any of you want to know more about those technologies, please send a request for information in, because we love to share that with all of you. Because you never know when one of those innovations is going to be really applicable to what you guys do out there in the field for your customers. There's always an opportunity there to be smarter about the way you do your job. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, we got number 3.
Let's go for number 3. All right.
Want me to pour it on there for you?
Sure. Be kind. Okay. You're asking me this question, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll eat while you ask.
All right. Leonard's journey of starting off as an IT intern and growing into a C-suite leader within 10 years or less is extremely impressive. Can Cam explain what made Leonard so successful? Can Leonard explain what he did to become so successful?
Sorry, my mouth is full. This is a great question, but the author is not listed, so I can't thank them. Okay, so my phone was supposed to be disabled, but it's not. Okay, so it is impressive. And I got this question recently from another fellow. David and I got an inquiry from an intern, from another employee whose son was going through a special program, and he wanted to interview David and I. And he asked just earlier this week, I think it was on Monday, and we both agreed last week. And we both agreed to do an interview with him, and he had just 7 questions. And it was fascinating because his question was very similar to this one, and he asked something almost exactly the same, but it was not just about, it wasn't about you, it was about just in general. And I think it really boils down to a characteristic that I call grit and grittiness or scrappiness. Leonard's journey started off as an IT intern, making $16 an hour or $20 an hour. It was an hourly job. And his ascension is quite remarkable, and he reminded me so much of me because when I started my career, I mean, basically when I was very young, I did newspaper route, delivered newspapers when I was 12 years old till I was 14 years old. I really hated that job because slinging newspapers at doorsteps and getting black hands by the time we were done and getting up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning is not fun. And then I slung pizzas, and then I went on to be a sales guy at W. Bell & Company selling electronics and cameras. And then I went on to college and wanted to do IT, but there was always this grittiness about me for IT. And Leonard has that characteristic, whether he knows it or not. When he first came to join us, every one of you knows, we have a very generous tuition plan. And the ELP program, the Education Learning Program, affords people $5,000 of use it or lose it money each year for them to go get certifications. Well, as soon as Leonard became eligible for the program, he started submitting requests. And I am famous for saying I've never said no to a tuition request in the history of the company, because I've always believed it's a triple win. He wins because he's elevating his career and his knowledge. I win because likely I'm going to be able to bill him out at higher rates because he's smarter and certified. And the customer wins because they get a smarter human. So everybody wins, and I'm just a big believer in it. As an ex-technology junkie, I don't get to drive the keyboard anymore. Every once in a while, I'll scare Rob Rich. But I think it's important. Stop laughing. Okay, so.
Rob tells me when you're
but
scared.
it's his successful career I would attribute to his grit. He's probably got 3 dozen certifications. Outside of myself, I don't think I've met anybody else who applied themselves to getting certification in a time frame that was uncanny. And each time he would come to me and I would say, bless a new certification program, I was like, you already finished the last one? You just did that one like a month ago. And he's like, yeah, I did, and I finished that one, and he would be on to the next one. And it's not just that he took, you submit the paperwork, you get approval from your boss, you take the course, and then you take the test and you're done. which in and of itself is a commitment because it usually means that you're doing your normal workload and you're improving yourself at the same time. He has 2 kids and another one on the way. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And being able to juggle all those things while you're raising a family it's very difficult. And I think it's because he has this intensity about him to push the envelope and break through to the other side that makes him stand apart. For those of you who want to know what it takes to get to that next level, if you see something that you want and you are dreaming for that next promotion or that next certification or that next plateau in your ability to earn a compensation level that's above where you are, the only thing stopping you is you. You just have to make it a priority that you want that to be important to you, and you're willing to commit time, energy, and cycles to seeing it through. And that's something that you have to make a commitment to, and I call that grit, or some people call it being scrappy. And he has that in spades, and it shows every day, and it's the reason why he's ascended quite dramatically in a short period of time to a C-level position at a pretty young age. So he's earned every bit of it, because there's not something I can't put in front of him that he doesn't just tackle with intensity. Like what was the last one thing I gave you that blew my mind? I gave him some complex Azure certification matrix thing that we needed to have the right types of people certified in the right way to get, like, what was it, our Azure AI certification, right?
Yeah, the data AI.
And it's like really hard because you not only had to have the skill and the resources and the certified people, but you had to figure out how to cover down on all the different disciplines and make sure that the people within your company, not just you, but people within your organization had those certs. And being able to fill out that checkerboard, I think in a record time, it was less than a month or two that we did an incentive program, a fast track program, and bam, we had it. And so for all of you out there who are looking to get to that next level, make a commitment and be gritty.
Yeah, no, and I'll add to that too. There's an aspect of, like, I'll call it reading the room, or just understanding your environment. And when I joined TekSynap, the company was still really small, and it was just the IT team, the IT manager, and then we'd meet with Cam every Tuesday. And I could easily see there's no IT director, there's no CISO, CTO, there's nothing in between us and the CEO right here. So there's room for growth. There's tasks that a C-level IT person would need to do, or IT director would need to do, that we don't have that person here. But if you get your skills up, figure out what those gaps are, and cover them, I might be able to raise my stature in the company by taking on those tasks before it's actually my official responsibility. And I think a good example, a decent example of that too, is kind of the CMMC stuff.
Yes,
that's
more than decent.
CMMC is perfect, because that had been talked about by the government, as everyone knows, for the last 5 years. It's finally becoming a real thing in the next month. But I've been telling Cam,
here are the 110 hoops you have to jump through to get your certification.
And I'm like, Cam, we have to get ready for this. We have to get ready for this.
Yep.
I think right when the CMMC was announced was when we hired Matt Davies as well, around the same time. So I remember asking David and the team, I was like,
wait. Didn't we just achieve some CMMC level certification with a perfect score?
Yep, we just passed CMMC. Yep, just passed CMMC last week and got the official notice.
Which is huge because CMMC is hard to achieve. We achieved it with a 100% score. For those of you who know the certification, how to achieve it, that's uncommon. And hats off to the entire team and his leadership, because getting it done is hard in and of itself. Getting it done with a 100% score, if I had my hat on, I'd take it off for you. It's pretty amazing.
If anyone sees Dillian Barker or Zach Gardner, please give them
Dillian
some
and
love
Zach
from that.
killed it. Thank you, Dillian and Zach. But it was a fleet of people.
Oh no, it definitely was.
All right, we're going in for the next one, right?
Yes, sir. Oh.
We're on 3 or 4? Yeah, that's 3.
We're
on 4.
We're on 4 now.
Okay, 4. You're asking me this question, right?
Oh no, you're asking me this.
Okay, I'm going in. Okay, this one's called Tiger Sauce, the original. It looks like it's less brutal. I don't know why my phone is ringing off the hook. I gotta do something about this.
All right, put it up.
I thought I put it on there. Now it's on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so this is me asking you, right?
Yep.
Number 4, what has made you stay at TekSynap from your days as an intern to your role now in the C-suite? I can answer that. It's my magnanimous personality, right?
Something like that. Something.
Oh, yeah.
Something. No, this is a good story.
Likely
too.
I'm the one who almost ran him off.
Now, during the intern days, I had just gotten hired at TekSynap, but I also before that had blasted my resume out to every company around here, and so I was still getting calls back as I was working at TekSynap, and then one call I took was with Boeing, and they offered me a job as like a network engineer type role, very junior network engineer type role, but it was for $75K a year.
Oh, so you were dating somebody else while you worked with us.
They were trying to get me to go.
I did not know this story.
But yeah, no, but I took a call with them, and then when I'm talking, I asked them like, hey, I'm at TekSynap and I'm getting to meet with the CEO every Tuesday. Like, is there any comparable type of growth there? And they're like, they didn't even answer. They barely answered the question. They were laughing like, you mean an executive at Boeing? Like, shut up. So
They laughed at you?
Yeah, they laughed on the call. I could hear laughter. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I took that and I was like, I'm not going to get an opportunity. That goes back to my last thing, reading the room. Is like I could tell. I have a great opportunity where I'm meeting with the executive at this company, and there's no other executives or roles internally in between, kind of growing up to where I can be in that same level. So that right there kind of made me stick around TekSynap and realize like I'm in a very lucky space. And then also Cam used to be in the lab, like configuring switches and the controllers. I remember my first day we got to configure stuff together. The printer was having issues. Some printers he bought off eBay that we were setting up in the office.
I don't do that anymore. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, no, we cut that.
What was that? How long ago was that? 10 years ago?
Yeah, like 2018.
Yeah,
late
geez.
2018. But yeah, we were configuring.
I didn't buy them off of eBay. I might have.
Yeah,
I would do
them
that.
off
I would buy them off
eBay. You got eBay printers. We were working.
I was all about saving money back then. Hey.
Yep. Yeah. So no, we were troubleshooting those eBay printers and figured out how to get them working together. So
Cam,
that's
can
where I
we
realized,
just
like,
buy
oh,
a new one?
yeah, so
No, make the eBay one. There's another one on eBay. You can buy that one.
Yeah, but yeah, any other company, I'm not going to get to meet with the CEO, let alone configure printers.
So
with
it's
them,
interesting that I learn things in these little hot takes because you were cheating on me. I see how it is.
Not officially.
I've learned something
You were just
new
dancing.
today.
It was just a dance.
It was just a dance. That's cheating. All right, next question. Come on, let's go.
All right, number five. Oh, do it.
That's funny. I never knew you were even talking to somebody else. I didn't know I was in competition with Boeing. Boeing kept him. Wish you missed out on this one.
All right, here's 5.
Okay, so this one is.
Yep, this one's for you.
Okay.
All right. Did you always have a passion for IT? If not, what about it hooked your interest, and at what age?
Oh, geez, a very young age. Okay, this one looks
I gotta
evil.
eat
It's lumpy. What's the name of this sucker? Hot ones. The Los Clenites? Rojo. I don't like the name. We shall see. Okay. Did you always have a passion for IT? If not, I have to reread it. Okay, so I started playing with the computers when I was like in 6th grade, 7th grade. And there was this after class, I was really geeky back then. Not that I'm not still geeky. And I was fascinated with, back then it was like really basic code and changing the color on the screen from gray to red or gray to blue because I could write 10 lines of code was like fascinating to me. So when I got into college and I still wanted to do computers, I thought my trip with computers was over because they make you take programming courses. It's like general studies, right? And I really strongly dislike coding. I'm just not good at it, which is odd because I'm half Indian and Indians are usually really good at coding. And I don't have that skill. I learned very quickly that I should have good genes for coding, but I don't. I tried coding, and the day that I discovered I had to change my major is marketing and a minor in information systems was because I looked for like 3 hours for a problem with my code. In those days, they didn't have compilers. I feel like I've told this story before.
No, I remember this story.
And I didn't have the ability to figure out what was wrong with it. My suite mate came over after struggling with it for like 3 hours. He goes, "You're missing a semicolon right there." I was like, "I'm done. So I changed my degree like the next week and did marketing, which is why we've got such good marketing stuff. Sorry, I almost caught myself there. But I've always had a fascination with it, and I discovered later in my IT career that there is so much more to IT than programming. There's firewalls, there is web development, there is digital graphics, there is speeds and feeds, networking, switching, firewalling, content management. There's so many avenues to choose. Database. I could go on to all the little niches within IT, and I found my passion in networking. My first job was at 4 Systems, where I learned asynchronous transfer mode and ATM. Not the thing you get money out of. Asynchronous transfer was a technology that was optical networks, and I worked for a company named 4 Systems, and they sold at that time, that was the fastest networking technology there was OC3 was 155 megabits a second, and OC12 was 612 megabits per second. That was like, back in those days, that was extremely fast. And so I stuck with it because I just had a passion for it. And then as time progressed, I got into management of IT programs, and then eventually started this company that has done really well. And it's because I just have a passion for it. So I've always had this fascination with information, especially how information gets from point A to point B, because how those ones and zeros travel across the wire was interesting to me. So most people find that exceedingly boring when you're talking frames and packets and the flow of information, but for me, it was quite interesting. I don't get to do IT anymore. Mostly, I get to peer over Leonard's shoulder and say, "What are you doing? I want to live vicariously over you." Like, go away, go away. Rob Rich does that to me particularly. It's like the ongoing joke. Like whenever I try to hop on a keyboard, Rob will be like, "Hold the phone, watch out, Cam's on the keyboard." I'm like, expletive, Rob. But I still love it, and I still enjoy all the aspects that sounds technology. And I think the thing that I love about it most is that it's always evolving and always changing. And some people really don't like that. I don't want to learn my job, and I want to be able to do my job, and I don't want to relearn it every year. If you're in IT, you're learning your job, would you say every year?
Yeah,
you're constantly changing, which I find exciting. It would kill me to sit in a job where I was what I call clock watching. That would drive me nuts. Anyway, that was a good question.
Yep.
That was from Becca. Thank you, Becca, for that question.
Thank you, Becca.
Becca is an employment manager for us, and
Becca's
she's an
awesome.
amazing employment manager, I might add. All right, we're moving on to the next one.
Number 6. Yep.
All right. Oh wait, I didn't eat the last one.
Oh, you got to double it.
I gotta double up.
All right, number 6. These aren't so bad.
Hold on, I'll ask the question. With my mouth full, sorry, Mom. From intern to CTO, what was the hardest part of the climb? This is a great question. Please take a lot of time to answer it so I can eat this.
Yep, so I'll try to give a few different answers here. But hardest part of the climb, I would say, is, like I was saying, there wasn't an IT director before, there wasn't a CTO before, so as I got the new titles, trying to figure out what my responsibilities were at this next stage. And for each of these kind of evolutions of my role, there's a vision that Cam has, specifically Cam and Dave as the executive team, of what they need out of that role. And then you'll discover as you go through it, there's expectations of the company and the teams you're supporting of what they need from an IT director, or what they need from a CTO as well. And you have to be able to support both of those and merge them and make sure they align, because they're both correct. And then there's what I need and what I think are the gaps I see in being a CTO or an IT director as well. So that's been one of the toughest parts, is just figuring out, as I get into the role, how to get more comfortable, what my responsibilities are here in different aspects. And because technology touches so much in different departments as well, it's how to make sure I'm working together with each department to support them and let them know I'm here to support as well.
How about the
not just-
difficulties surrounding managing humans?
That's been another fun one. That's been another fun, especially because
Do you find it rewarding or challenging, or?
It's super rewarding. It's challenging, definitely, but super rewarding. And especially at this company, another hats off to the recruiting team, because it should be much harder than it is, I think. And they've picked such amazing people across the company that just, like you said, I'm a very young CTO. So when I got the word that this was going to happen, I was kind of nervous. Like, how's everyone else gonna take this? And the rest of the everyone I've got to work with I felt nothing but the love and respect, and I can't thank everyone enough for how they've received me and jumping into this new role. And yeah, that hasn't been as tough as it should be. And I would say it is weird, tough to think about sometimes, because for example, like a lot of people who trained me up when I was an intern or an IT admin, especially a lot of guys in the Wi-Fi team, now I have to help them make decisions. And at some points, I'm CTO, I'm the decision maker here, and I used to just be the guy in the room helping out. So it's weird being in that spot
remember when you
sometimes.
were mean to me back in 2019?
yeah, and
Payback's coming. No, he's not like that, which makes him awesome.
No, and I don't.
What would you say is the one thing? Like, there's a lot of things that are hard, but what was the hardest? Like, if you had to pick one thing.
Is prioritizing the right challenge at the time.
Yeah.
Because we've got a lot, and especially with the way our exec team, the vision we have for TekSynap, we want it to grow as fast as we can at all times. So there's always a million moving parts, and every piece is important. So finding out, that's where the restaurant kind of life helps. It's like every table is important. Which table's food is on the plate, like on the kitchen, ready to go right now, that I need to get to the table, make sure they're good, and then get to the next one ASAP. So that's exactly what it's like kind of working in this role on IT, is what project right now is hot in the press, really needs to be number one priority, really needs to get pushed to the front.
You know what's funny about what you're saying? So many of our talent come from the service or hospitality industry. Like half of our accounting team are bartenders, ex-bartenders. And I find that fascinating because they have to juggle like all the drink requests, or if you're a server, all the requests. I would be a horrible server because I just can imagine that I'd be like, you wanted bacon with that? I don't remember you saying bacon. Just eat it the way it is. I just don't think I would be good at it. But servers in particular have to juggle so many things, so it makes them really, really good at being able to navigate priorities and so many things that are coming at you. But we throw a lot at Leonard. I'm pretty like balls to the wall, so I'll hand him something at 9 o'clock and like an hour and a half later, is it done yet? He's like, you just told me.
Check that first thing in the morning, like, how'd you do with that?
Isn't that done yet? All right, on to the next one. You ready?
Yep. All right, it's me asking you. We're number 7 now.
Okay, wait, I think that went to the wrong place.
Ooh, I like this question from Shelby Rich.
Shelby Rich.
Here we go. Shelby Rich, number 7.
What's the name of this guy? This one doesn't have a label. I mean, it has a label. It looks like somebody's home computer. Surflaw Lugnuts Hot Sauce. What does that say?
Lechuga?
Lechuga. Lemon, garlic, and habanero. I thought I said no habanero. This better not be hot, Sam.
All right, so what is the story behind the creation of the TekSynap Lab? How did the idea come about? What sorts of things have we been able to accomplish as a company? And what are some insights gained from utilizing the lab for our contracts? From Shelby Rich.
Is this for me or for you?
Shout out to Shelby.
What is the story behind the creation? Actually, the story is quite long, so I'll try to make it brief. We have always had a lab, but it didn't have a name until about 2 or 3 years ago. We're a company who's always believed in baking technologies to ensure that before we pitch a solution to the VA for like a location-based aware wireless network, or we pitch a TRON, which is Tech Recognition Optimization Nexus, that we kind of bake it in the lab and we make sure that the technology is going to work before we stand in front of a customer and say, hey, we'd like to tell you this solution. We'd like to implement this technology for you, because we believe, and I've always believed this because I I think it's because I'm so anti-sales that oftentimes original equipment manufacturers and salespeople will tell you something about a product, a software, or a technology, and they'll say it does these things. But what I've discovered over the years, if you don't validate and verify that it actually is capable of doing all the things that you hope it can do when you pitch it to a customer, you wind yourself, if you don't do your homework, it's really doing your homework in a lab environment, TekSynap, you run the risk of losing your credibility with a customer because you didn't verify that it actually worked, and your name and your reputation are on the line. So I've always believed from the early genesis of the company that I learned long ago, back when I was a force systems engineer, I'll tell a little anecdote. We merged with a company called Berkeley Networks, and they were a flash in the pan back in the dot-com years, and they had a product that I was supposed to support as a systems engineer. And one of the reasons I left that company was because they had a new product called the NSX 9500, and it was the newest Windows NT based, don't laugh, router. Imagine Windows NT being a router. No. And I was supposed to sell it. And I didn't work. Like, the product did not work. And I had to sit in front of customers and pitch it like I thought this was a really good product and you should buy it. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't sell it because I knew it didn't work. So I think from an early on in my career, I learned the hard way that if you want to, your integrity is something that you carry with you everywhere you go. And you should protect it at any cost because you can't rebuild it once you've lost it. And for me, you've got to believe in something and know that it's going to work before you pitch it to a customer, because it only takes that one flub up where a customer loses faith or confidence in your ability to deliver, which is why the TekSynap Foundry, or the TekSynap Exchange that we call it, is where we forge new solutions in the Foundry to ensure that those things actually work. Like, if you come to our corporate offices in Reston or the new ones in Boston or out in Sierra Vista, you'll see 3 access points on the ceiling, and only one of them is really for the enterprise network. The rest of them are test networks that we use to bake location-based awareness, for example, over Wi-Fi, or passive and active tagging, or in the case of Tron or Crata or Arta, those technologies are baked in those labs, and then we show it to the customer once we've made sure that it works. So the idea came about early on, but in the beginning years, it was just like a couple of racks in the back next to someone's desk. That didn't work so well. But now we have multiple labs in what will be, this is new news, hot off the press, and Sierra Vista, welcome to the call if you're listening. We're putting a TekSynap lab in Sierra Vista, so here we come. So we got a whole nother set of abilities lab. He's like, oh my God, we just finished doing Boston. But it's an exciting time, and being able to leverage those technologies. We have a whole farm of Dell servers and HP servers that are going into the Boston lab to test a solution for the Air Force. And we believe in these things. So I hope I answered the question. What sorts of things have you been able to accomplish? So many accomplishments I couldn't name. But Shelby, thank you for your question. Did I miss anything? There's so much to uncover there.
No,
all right, question 7. They're motioning us to go faster.
All right.
Okay.
We're not number 8 now.
Question 8.
8. Yep. Okay. Here you go.
You're asking me, or am I asking you?
You're asking me.
Okay. Does TekSynap perform? I didn't eat my chicken wing. Does TekSynap perform any contracts that include AI development?
Yes.
Speak long. Have a good long answer.
So there's one official, there's NRC, I believe the task order, I think it's called Cross-Cutting AI. Well, that is the Tron project he's talking about, or Megatron, which at NRC is called Simplify AI. Sorry, I should probably chew this first. But
I was doing
that project started thanks to Bianca's team with Chris Schuster, the VP over NRC. He's got a great relationship with the customer and does a great job of convincing them to work together with us in the lab. Starting with Tron, they wanted to see how we could improve their public Adams database search. So we did that project with Azure Cognitive Search, and then they wanted to double back and see if we could do that again, but point Azure OpenAI at it. Our team did a great job with that. We was, our team, Adam Sanfilcon's one of the main drivers with that. Zach Gardner again, James, and I believe Will as well helped a lot with that.
Did that one bother you?
A little bit. It's getting me right now.
My eyes are watering.
Yeah, a little bit.
Actually, they feel like they're sweating.
Yep.
It's really bizarre.
Yep. But Simplify AI was just moved into production about a month ago at NRC. And now we're working on another solution with NRC to do document generation with AI and advance their permitting process with AI as well. So NRC is where we've got official contracts doing AI development. And then we work closely with Susan Case, Frank Byron, Mike Delafleur, and their team to work on ARDA and get that moved into the NGA's Noodle environment, which is their NGA's unclassified data lake. And we're hoping that turns into
Davies
some
helped
funded
us.
work
Those
soon.
are trademarked and registered, yeah?
Yep, those are trademarked and registered.
Arda-tron and...
Arda-tron, Megatron, the TekSynap logo itself. Yep, but
I'm famous for naming them, but I did not name Megatron. That was not me.
yep, and we're hoping to go for more here in 2026 as well. So hopefully there's many more after that. But
Okay.
yeah, I think we're on
Yeah,
number
that was
9.
good. All right, that was no author, so we can't thank that person for their question. All right, we're going to question 9.
Yep. Let's go
Question
real over
9. All right.
Oh, this is me asking you. Sorry, I'm over here burning
I
now.
wanted to hear it.
With the rapid growth of AI and technological innovation, what is something you do to stay on top of or ahead of the changes in technology expansion? From Mary Fred Evans.
Oh my gosh, this is really hard. It's to stay on top of it, I mean. Okay, so about a year ago, I downloaded a book. I have to look because I don't remember it on Audible called, it's called the Audible, hold on, I'm gonna tell you. I wanna tell everybody. But it's like the 5-book series, and it's like the trilogy for these books, because there's so much to learn out there, and there's so many different AI tools that it's hard to keep up with all of them. But the one that I really recommend, it's hard to get through because it's 5 books in one. It's called ChatGPT Anthology. 5 books in one. And it's on Audible by Ryan Lee. And it goes kind of all over the map, but I really liked that book series because it tells you a broad range of things. But the most interesting thing, I want to stay on top of the question, stay on top of it. I read that series, but there's nothing that replaces playing with it. Someone who's adopted it like hook, line, and sinker is, you're laughing, MJ. Our chief operating officer is all over that blank. She claims that it makes her 5 times more efficient, easily, for her helping her compose emails, helping her flesh out thoughts, cleaning up edits for stuff. She doesn't let it work for her, but the thing that she's done that's quite interesting is, and she talks about a lot, is training it. And training it is a little bit of an upfront commitment of your time, because you have to it's almost like it's becoming your own digital assistant. You can train it to know you. You can train it to actually write emails and compose letters and compose white papers or proposals in the way you would normally say it, which is pretty incredible when you think about it. She was joking with me the other day. She was telling me the story how it just got it wrong. Like, she never trusts it. She is listening to it, and she will literally yell at her digital assistant, "That's totally wrong. Go back and do it again." And it does. It actually goes back and it learns from its mistakes because she's literally teaching it. And it's not just stuff that's out there for everybody to use. It's for TekSynap, we have a quarantine library because we're an enterprise user of the technology, as you well know. But I think a lot of people are afraid of it. I think that all of us should endeavor to not be afraid of it, but rather understand it, know how to use it, know how to exploit it, and know how to control it. And best, don't abuse it. As with anything in life, you can abuse something. You can abuse alcohol by drinking too much. You can abuse whatever you would come up with that becomes a challenge for you. The same thing is true with an artificial intelligence. If you become over-reliant on it, it's gonna make mistakes, and then you're gonna submit something that you think it did properly, and it's gonna make a mistake, and then you're gonna have to own the mistake because you submitted it as if it was yours. I think that's the danger of becoming overly reliant on it, but we shouldn't be afraid of it. We should embrace it and know how to manipulate it to increase our work productivity. And each of us is going to adopt it at different clips because some of us dive right in, and I've been a little bit more reserved in the use of it because I've seen other people misuse it, and I don't. Just being careful with it is, I think, the message. But reading is the number one key. But if I had a takeaway for any of you using it, my wife started using Grok, and it's almost like it's terrible because everything I say, she's like, Grok, is that true? Grok, is that true? Cam, Grok says you're a liar. So it's just funny in our household, but it actually makes you smarter. It really does, whatever tool you're using. What would you say? You have a comment on this subject?
Yeah, no, I'll add to that too, and this goes back to kind of being a sponge. Like anytime I hear a good idea from someone, I'll try to snatch it and use it. And I heard Frank Byram, who's our director of innovation, he mentioned that he has his ChatGPT send him, tell me the top 5 articles in AI every day at a certain time every morning. As soon as I heard him say, I didn't know you could do that. As soon as I heard him say that, did that. Now every morning I get a similar report, just the top 5 articles in AI, top 5 articles in like network engineering.
And it sends it automatically?
Yeah, it sends it 7 every morning. It sends me an email. So thank you, Frank.
Nice. That's cool though.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. There's cool things you can do with it. So make it keep you on top of things too. So.
Did you already eat your number 9?
Yeah, no. I ate it.
So you already had this one?
Yep.
With the cat?
Yeah, no, I'm sweating.
The
yeah,
flames? Pico Peppers Volcano.
Yeah, no.
Volcano. This was not. All right, I'm going in. I haven't eaten mine yet. Oh, I like this one. Oh.
It's good at first. Oh, it's game time now.
Whose idea was to say? Okay, that one I didn't like at all.
Oh, this is the one you only need like a drop, right?
Why? Well, how do you know that?
I saw Henry Tragle test it first during the test.
Henry hates hot sauce. You got him to try it?
Yeah, he ate it. He said it was legit. He said it was legit.
Oh, jeez, for criminy.
All right, this was.
What question am I on? 10?
10. Yep. Yeah, you asked me this one, I think.
All right, I'm asking. You eat. All right, here we go. Last question, everybody. Okay, do you think it's important to treat a help desk technician with the same respect as a program director? Why or why not? And how can that impact team success? I love this question. I want to answer this one, but I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I'll go quick. But yes, I do think it's very important. And for example, I think everybody's heard this cliche. It's like you never know who you're talking to. You never know who anyone's going to be. So you respect everyone.
True.
Yeah, you never know who you're talking to. Like,
very true.
For example, like Patrick, he's behind the camera right now, but he's on the graphics team, but he could be the head of. You never know who you're dealing with. You never know who he'll be one day. Like he could be the boss of some other organization one day. Sorry, put you on the spot back there behind the camera. But I'm always going to treat everyone with respect, like they're Cam, like they're the president of the United States, like they're the leaders. Like I'm just going to treat you with.
It's
the
not
ultimate
coming
respect.
out.
So treat people the way you want to be treated. It really works, I think. So. Oh yeah, no, it's tough one. That's as much as you want, probably right there.
How much did you put on yours?
That right there. I'm struggling.
You're struggling? Mm-hmm. You don't look like you're struggling. You're not breaking a sweat.
No, as soon as I get in my car, I'm gonna be screaming. I keep it cool in public. Keep it cool in public.
Dude, I'm like, I don't want to eat this. Okay, go on.
But no, I think it's super important, and it kind of goes. that question itself just reminds me a lot of being in the restaurant industry. Just some of the disrespect you get from tables and things like that.
Oh shit.
It's very important to treat everyone with respect.
Oh
It'll boost the team's morale. That's one of the biggest things. Lisa just mentioned over here as well. I'm okay. But
that last one was brutal.
Yeah. But one of the biggest pieces
and
of
it
feedback.
didn't taste good either.
No, it was nasty. But the biggest piece of feedback I think we get from the intern program each year is that they were excited to even be meeting with executives and the CEO. So just giving people that respect, like that you see them, I think is huge. That you see them as humans as well versus their job title. So.
I can feel my lips throbbing.
Oh yeah.
And I have the hiccups.
All right.
That
I
means
might
it's
need that.
Yeah, that whipped cream actually works. The first time I used it was with Dean. This was a good ad. This was a really good ad. Okay, that is the last question, but I want to add to that because I think it's such an important question. Whatever your station is in life, you should always treat everyone with respect. If you're a janitor or you're the president, it doesn't matter where you are in the equation. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost anything. I'm drooling out of my mouth. It doesn't, as something's coming down my lip. It doesn't cost anything. I hope everyone can appreciate how hard it is to do this and answer questions when your mouth is on fire.
I tried to get out of this so bad.
Okay. You loved it. Come on. All right. For our next hot takes, I would like to announce that I was told not to do that. So Elena's over there going, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Sarah Vista, we're coming your way. I can at least say that. All right. So I think it's really important to do unto others as you would have done unto you, to borrow a Bible verse. I think it's absolutely critical that everyone gets the respects that they deserve, regardless of their station in life. I know I'm being repetitive, but it's so important because those people are around your life and in and around your life, whether it's your wife, your kids, people older, younger, or in a different place in their life. Everyone needs your emotional support, and sometimes just a simple word can turn away anger or strife. And how you speak, each day my wife is always reminding this because I probably am most harsh with them because people that you love the most that are around you probably get your greatest wrath, and it's just important to watch what you say and how you say it. So thank you, Christine, for your question, who is also an employment manager and amazing, I might add. So that concludes our hot takes in Tyson's Corner, Virginia. I want to thank you guys for joining today, and we appreciate you joining each time. Please don't forget to submit your questions for the next hot takes. The winner who gets the best question, we send you a surprise. So thanks again for your time.
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
You guys have a great day. With what's left of your day, have a great evening. Thanks again.